No paramedic wants to restrain a patient, but sometimes our job is to protect people who can't protect themselves.
As that foot's coming at my head, I'm feeling, hey, this is really going wrong. And I do not want to be kicked in the head tonight.
We're going for a fall, and we want to figure out what's the reason behind the fall.
We walk in, I can see an elderly female laying on the ground. She is very sick. She's gray, she's diaphoretic, so she's soaked in sweat, and she's very scared.
She looks confused, she looks dazed.
So what happened?
She wasn't feeling very well at supper time.
Okay.
So she didn't finish her supper.
Okay.
And then going to the washroom, and she was in the washroom trying to throw up. She couldn't throw up, so she came back and at the door. She like a fainted, like she was holding the door rim. And,
Do you remember what day it is today? What day is it today?
I don't know.
Do you know what month we're in?
No.
What city do we live in?
Does have a history of dementia? Yeah. Okay. So generally, Tom said she's quite confused. Okay. The patient's dementia complicates things because although she's having pain, she can't articulate her symptoms or how long she's had them.
Can you do me a favor? Squeeze my hands. Okay, good.
How is she on a day-to-day basis, sir? Is she normally confused? Will she converse?
Is your breathing easy?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, are you dizzy?
No.
she had no sense of time, date.
Okay.
So your tummy's the worst?
Looks like an inferior STEMI. The ECG shows the patient has a blockage in her heart. She's having a heart attack.
We're gonna lift you and carry you outside to our bed, okay?
Okay. We're gonna put this other one way up here.
I feel bad for our patient. She's confused and not understanding why she would need to go to the hospital.
Hello? Hi, my name is Alicia. I'm a paramedic.
Okay.
I'm here with your mom.
Right. Well, what's the matter? Like, what happened?
Okay, there.
She is possibly having a heart attack.
What?
1, 2, 3.
I need to ask you a couple questions.
Let's get you covered up. You must be very cold.
In the event that her heart does stop, does she want CPR done?
Yes.
If she stopped breathing, would she want to be intubated?
Just do whatever it takes.
Okay. The patient's daughter has asked for a full code, which means we'll do everything we possibly can to revive the patient. Okay, so we are a full code. Everything.
Okay.
3 AVF?
Yeah, I'm just gonna do another one quickly now.
Do you want anything?
No, we just need to go.
We want to leave the scene as quick as possible. Any other treatment can be done on the way.
How many times have you thrown up today?
None.
None. Okay, do you remember fainting?
No.
No. She's having a lot of trouble processing what's going on.
I
You have to throw up. The patient's nauseous, and that's a symptom of a heart attack. Sheila, can we speed up, please? We need to get this patient to the cath lab to see cardiology. We gotta go hot.
For 51-year-old female, possible psych issue. Be advised the patient could possibly be violent.
We usually approach psychiatric patients a little bit differently. We're not sure if they could be violent. I don't see anybody outside.
Oh, there was someone on the ground there.
When responding to psychiatric emergencies, there are so many factors that remain an unknown. It could be pre-existing, could be mental illness, it could be induced by drugs or alcohol.
What's going on? Sorry? What's happening? Let's sit up. Let's talk
Did she do any drugs tonight that you know of? No?
Can you sit up?
I'm right here. Deal with these people now.
Can you sit up for us?
Has she been drinking?
Yeah, she had a couple shots of whiskey and she shouldn't have had it.
This patient seems very agitated for only having a couple shots of whiskey. It is possible there's something else going on.
I need you to tell me what's going on. Why you need to go to the hospital. Depression. Do you take any medicine?
Yeah. It's difficult to obtain accurate information on these calls, so it becomes hard to treat the patient.
We're gonna stand you up and put you on our bed.
Let's lift your head here.
You're gonna be okay.
We're unable to calm her down by talking to her, so we're gonna have to sedate her.
You didn't see her like take any drugs?
No, I didn't.
None at
see
all.
her, but-
Does she have a history of doing drugs in the past?
Keep your hand in.
Does she ever do like meth or cocaine?
No.
Nothing like that. No. What about narcotics or downers?
No.
Guess what?
Okay.
You're in the ambulance. You're not going.
don't put me.
Okay.
We're gonna check her out a little bit more in the back of the ambulance and then we'll take her to the hospital. Here.
When she's in this kind of a state, she becomes a danger to not only herself,
Don't pull on that.
but to myself and my partner as well. The best thing we can do is give her a little bit of medication to help calm her down on the way to the hospital.
Okay, little poke in your arm. Ow! These calls are always challenging. I feel that we deal with a lot more mental health calls now than we ever did in the past.
Lower it on my goddamn heart. She's got some issues.
Roll her 1, 2, 3.
I don't deal with it. I don't. Because I love her.
We'll call her. I'll grab one and
So this lady has some mental health issues diagnosed. I believe she spent some time in a psychiatric facility. Tonight, she's been drinking, doing some unknown drugs, and that's just exacerbated her mental health issues.
It's tragic when people suffer like this.
Tom St. Paul's. We're gonna head out.
I'm just thankful she didn't hurt herself or anybody else tonight.
What are you doing? Let's get you up. Come on.
Let's go sit in the back of her truck where we got some good lights and this way. Our patient's confused, she's agitated, she doesn't want anything to do with us. But because of her state of mind, we have to take her to the hospital. Right this way. Can you step up? Step up into the truck, yeah. There we go. Up we go.
It's not uncommon for a woman in her predicament to resist being woken up so abruptly.
Oh, she's trying to bite. Trying to bite. No.
We really just wanted to help her, and we can't leave her laying on the sidewalk.
No paramedic wants to restrain a patient, but sometimes our job is to protect people who can't protect themselves.
What's your name? Hey, we're just trying to help you settle down.
As that foot's coming at my head, I'm feeling, hey, this is really going wrong. And I do not want to be kicked in the head tonight. We then tie her down, because if I don't, she's going to try to kick me one more time.
She's probably intox, which would lead to one combative feature, and based on the area of town she's in, I don't blame her for trying to fight off anybody grabbing her and trying to shove her into a vehicle. Good for her for fighting.
Golden. No one wants to restrain patients, but in this case, we have to act in the best interest of the patient. She's not making the appropriate decisions, and we can't have her getting hurt or hurting us.
What's your name? What's your name? For this young lady, unknown what she took. Very combative, unable to get any information whatsoever from her. No name, no allergies, medical history. Use a soft restraint as well as give her some midazolam to put her to sleep for now, just so we can manage her better.
I don't think she obviously intentionally meant to kick us or bite us. So in order to stop that, we just give her a very potent drug that slows her down, as you can see, and now no one's fighting, and we don't have to worry about her getting hurt.
We'll get her up to the hospital, see if we can't figure out what's going on with her.
You're responding my patient with a stab wound to the back. The knife has been removed. Unknown assailant location. City Police has 2 units en route, but their ETA is approximately 10 minutes.
What? If the patient has a life-threatening injury, she could bleed out or die within 10 minutes before the scene is secure.
Be advised, we've just gotten an update. Assailant is still in the house. You might want to stage.
Staging. So we find out the assailant's still on scene, we're gonna stage. It's like, there's no way.
I'm not wearing a vest.
You don't have guns, man.
I got a nephew.
I got a son. It comes down to safety first. We need to protect ourselves before we can help others. Tell them we're staging.
1967 stage 20th and P.
Staging is when we're waiting for the police to get on scene to make sure it's safe before we can get in there and treat the patient.
So now we know the police are on scene, we want to get in there as quickly as possible.
Oh, it's this one.
It's the 1990.
We arrive on scene and the assailant is gone.
What happened? Can you tell us from the start?
Well, she went ballistic on me.
Okay. She has a scratch.
Is this an old stab wound here?
Yeah, she stabbed me before.
I can see a scar on the patient's back right next to her spine from a previous attack.
So let's just recap from the start. You were sleeping and your daughter attacked you?
Yeah.
Okay, and she attacked you with a knife? Did you get punched or anything in the face? Yeah, Were you knocked unconscious by the punches?
Well, I tried to fight back.
Okay.
The injury to the patient's back doesn't appear serious, but she has been assaulted and punched in the head numerous times.
Okay, so what do you want to do?
I want her arrested.
That's a police thing. Do you want to come to the hospital with us?
No, I don't want to have it.
Actually, I wanted to. So the call came in a 911 priority 1 coding, which means there is a violent crime in progress. The complainant is the mother of an adult female who assaulted her mom by stabbing her in the back with a knife. That was the information that we had. We'll fan out from here and look for our suspect. She wasn't at scene when we arrived.
It sounds like this mother-daughter relationship, there's been a few issues that have been going on here, and she's been stabbed in the past, assaulted tonight. It sounds like they have a few things to work out.
You're responding Delta for a 23-year-old female found lying on the street. She is conscious, not alert, no other details at this time.
Kind of vague details here, hey?
Yeah, not alert. Maybe she's intox. That's not a lot of information. She could be intoxicated. Is she injured? Maybe it's a medical problem.
Oh, look at this guy's waving at us right here.
Oh, she's outside.
Arrived, so.
We pull up on scene and see a female curled up in the entrance of a building.
What's going on today? How come we're laying in the entryway here? It's a nice radio. Are you sick?
Yeah.
Any drugs or alcohol this evening? Have you done both or one or the other?
Yeah.
Yeah? How much have you been drinking? And what about drugs? What have you been taking? Ecstasy?
Yeah. How long ago did you take it?
Like an hour ago? Can you take me to the hospital?
Yeah.
Absolutely, we can. Yeah.
I just want to check your eyes first, okay? So look right at my nose. I'm going to shine a light in them just like this, okay? And on this side. Good.
You have a place to stay, right?
No, I don't.
Do you know her?
Yes.
In the middle of my assessment, there's just an unknown male who shows up beside me. How do you know her?
I don't know, but she knows.
It's becoming obvious to me this man does not know our patient. Where do you live right now?
Nowhere.
Oh, so you're homeless?
Yeah.
I live right here. She can lay down and she'll be fine.
Why don't we take you in the ambulance and check you out a little bit closer before we decide to leave you on the street? Even though there's nothing medically concerning at this time, it's important that we don't leave this woman in a state that she's not safe in. Why don't you sit up and we'll
Do you
check
know
out.
her, sir?
Pass me your hand.
When it comes to the homeless people, everybody knows everybody. She's a very familiar face in that respect, right?
What else have you done tonight except for ecstasy?
Anytime that, you're walking down the streets and you see somebody curled up in a doorway, I think it's almost your responsibility as a citizen to make sure that individual is okay. And if they're not, obviously to alert 911 and get them some help.
Oh, we'll just take you in the ambulance. We'll just check you out in the ambulance. Who are you? You're nobody to her.
Who are you to her, sir?
The only goddamn person in this whole crowd that gives it. I know her. She's a familiar face. Is anybody gonna take responsibility for her well-being? Yeah, I'm sure we'll both survive it. No thanks to any goddamn help from you.
The question is why did he get tased?
Sometimes, Brett, it's better.
It's better not to know.
Better not to know.
For the police to tase someone, it has to be very serious. Is it a mental health issue? Is there weapons involved? We need to assess them to make sure that if they're being arrested, that they can actually go to jail, or they need to go to the hospital.
So what happened?
So this young man's got all kinds of mental health issues and addictions issues.
Hey, how are we doing?
This is his dad's house. He came and forced his way in, got upset.
What's your name? Where did you get hit with this thing?
Barricaded himself in the bathroom with a machete. And so we've had a standoff here for about 4 or 5 hours. We lost contact with him.
Look, I just want to try and help you out. Do you want to go to the back of our truck and we'll take a look at you where we have some good lighting?
Once we lost contact with him, we had to go down and kick the door. When we kicked the door, taser deployment, he was still armed.
Maybe let's take him to the back of the truck where we can get a set of vitals on him and then make a decision. Anytime you're dealing with someone who's on crystal meth or who has a mental illness background. Okay, just watch your head there. I'm gonna get you to sit right here on the bench, okay? We need to be very cautious with what we're doing. The patients can be extremely unpredictable. I'm just trying to help, okay? They can be violent. Can I take your blood pressure? Just goes around your arm. But you never know what you're gonna get or how quickly it's going to change on you. You're gonna feel that tighten up, okay?
This has been about a 4-hour standoff with this individual. Been using crystal meth tonight, so hard thing to determine whether or not it's drug-related or it's just his mental health issues causing him problems tonight.
The police have spent their entire day with this guy, but they handled it with the minimum force necessary, and our patient was relatively uninjured when everything was said and done.
The end result in this scenario is he was not injured. And at the end, I hope he gets the help he needs.
This is a messed up spot. Oh, here we go.
So when we first get to this gentleman, we see him through the glass door.
Hello.
When you look at him, his face is sunken, his bones are showing. This gentleman does not look well at all.
What's going on today, sir?
I got pneumonia.
Okay.
Can't breathe that good.
Okay, why don't you grab a seat and I'll grab a quick listen to you. The patient tells us that he's recently had a pneumonia, but the pneumonia is clearly holding on tight. I'm just gonna lift up your shirt. How long have you had pneumonia? The amount of difficulty that our patient's having communicating is really signifying how short a breath he really is. I don't hear any congestion or wheezing at all. He's got a saturation of 75. We get a glimpse at his oxygen saturation at 75%. It should be around 95%. I've got that at 6, and I'm just going to vent that.
Breathe. Because of the difficulty with the patient's speech,
Breathe again.
it's hard for us to assess the current history of the patient.
Did you say you're missing a lung? What? Part of it. He tells us that he's a long-time smoker and that he's had part of his lung removed. You couple this with the pneumonia, and no wonder he's having such a hard time breathing.
Okay, let's get you outside.
Still got to do a lot of investigating with this gentleman. It's really difficult to get a history from him because he's having so much trouble speaking in between breaths. Lung sounds are a little bit better now after a neb. No wheezing that we can really hear. He's still quite quiet throughout, but he's really working hard to breathe. We've given him some more medicine and we're going to see how he does. More testing at the hospital once we get there.
Do you remember what day it is today?
I don't know.
On the call earlier in the night with the elderly lady having a heart attack. Okay, do you remember fainting?
No.
We got her to the cath lab in time. They were able to restore circulation and she's doing well now.